everybody's talking about the things that you don't have, but we need to talk about the things that you have. You're a great boxer, you're hunger, and you're lifting. So could you describe yourself as a fighter? Because I truly believe, and I agree with Eric, it's not going to be a really easy fight for any side. So describe yourself, because I truly believe you're a great boxer. I was watching your fights, and maybe you don't have bunch so many knockouts, but you're a great fighter, lefty again, and you're hunger.
Over in the UK, I'm known as a tricky southpaw. I don't think I'll get enough credit as I'm a very smart southpaw. I'm actually a right-handed lefty. People don't really know that. You don't get to 22-0 winning 4 international type titles along the way for not being a good fighter. I believe I'm a very good fighter, but haven't had the opportunity to prove that I'm world class. Along the way, I've never had the luxury of picking and choosing who I get to fight next, etc. I've had to take risks from early on and be the B-side from early on to get to where I am.
This is for Vergil, and then I have one question for Eric. We'll start with the rhabdomyolysis. You know, obviously that's what caused the initial fight with McKinson to be postponed. What have you learned from that whole situation? And, you know, have you adjusted anything in training to avoid that sort of situation again?
I've learned a lot of things, and especially things like interviewers and reporters talking about stuff that they don't know, especially on Twitter, including you. And for that reason, I will not be answering your questions today or ever.
Oh, of course. Respect with that.
I've got 2 knockouts. It's not that I can't punch. It's because it's been so easy outpointing these guys, and I say it's been easy, but I've been comfortable. As I've stepped up levels, I've been comfortable. You can look back at 22 fights, and if you can find a fight where I've looked vulnerable and I look uncomfortable and I've had to dig deep, then please show me. I've not been in a fight where I've had to dig deep. I believe Vergil will 100% take me to places I've never been before. And that's when I get to, people know I've got a good boxing brain. Now it's time to show people I've got a big boxing heart.
How much do you actually know about Mikey the Problem? Obviously, you saw his fight over in America when you were obviously meant to fight. But beforehand, how much do you actually know about Mikey the Problem and his career?
I mean, I don't know too much. I know where he's from. I get a lot of people on Twitter and Instagram saying that he's going to beat me. I'm familiar with Portsmouth, I believe it's called. I know it pretty much now. I mean, there's not a whole lot to go off of. I don't know anything obviously about his interests or his personal life or nothing about that. I do know he's 22-0, 2 knockouts. You know what? I mean, here's how I see it as if you don't have a whole lot of power and you have 2 knockouts, I would say it's almost impressive to have an undefeated record, because you have to make it up somehow, right? And I mean, he has had knockdowns his last few fights, so I'm very aware of that as well. So it's not like I'm going to go in there expecting an easy fight, and I bet you a lot of people think I'm expecting an easy fight, but I'm treating this fight as if it's my world title fight.
He's got a lot of hype, a lot of momentum. I think it would be 51 weeks he would have been out of the ring. So what I'm saying is he's snatched all that momentum away from him. He needs to build that momentum again. You know, for a young guy with that much momentum and that much hype, to rebuild that will be hard.
I wanted to ask you about, you mentioned that you're an undefeated fighter. You're going to be the first undefeated fighter that Vergil's facing. I think a lot of people are also overlooking that you have several undefeated fighters that you've beaten in your career, I believe about 4. And the one that we most know over here will probably be Ryan Martin. I wanted to get your take on if you've noticed a difference in the ring between facing defeated fighters or undefeated fighters, being that we normally assume undefeated fighters don't know how to lose, so they're a little bit more aggressive. Do you see that in the ring in the fighters you have fought that were undefeated? And what do you see in Vergil with him being an undefeated fighter as well?
Undefeated fighters are hungry. They're hungry. They're proud. They're hungry people, and You know, not only have I taken undefeated records before, I've taken undefeated records in their backyard. But the Ryan Martin, I think that you know is a different Ryan Martin to the one I fought. There's a US Ryan Martin, there's a UK Ryan Martin. The UK one that I beat is not as good. but yeah, I've taken undefeated fighters' records in their own backyard, and I've gone into hostility to do it. And you know, like, I know this is on a bigger scale, coming to Texas, fighting Vergil Ortiz in his backyard. So it's going to be hostile. But I'm built for this. I'm built different. Like, if people looked into my rise and my record, from early on, I've taken gambles to go to people's backyards and define the odds and come out victorious, fight these young, hungry fighters at a lower level, granted. But now I'll get to do it. Probably the young fighter that's tipped for superstardom in Vergil Ortiz. He's a great young fighter. The whole world's watching him right now. So yeah, I'm excited to come and fight him in his backyard.
This first question is for Micheal. Micheal, good to talk to you again. I just want to see your take on, obviously, this fight against Vergil Ortiz. How important do you believe a victory over Vergil would be for your career? What can it do for you?
A victory changes my life, my daughter's life, people around me's life, even my city of Portsmouth, as Vergil knows my city of Portsmouth now. A victory changes everything for me. I've never been given anything. Anything's never been handed to me on a plate. I've had to go out and earn it the hard way. So yeah, the fight's huge. Like, me getting the opportunity is huge, but a victory changes my life. So yeah, that's how important it is to me.
Vergil, at 18-0 with 18 knockouts, I'm wondering how much it's on your mind. How badly do you want to continue that KO streak? I know that the main thing is to get a victory regardless, but how much do you want to continue that streak? And you're muted, Vergil.
My bad. I mean, obviously, everyone wants to do as good as possible as they can in their fights, and that's usually with the knockout. But as far as being concerned about keeping it alive, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't care. It's a good thing, and you know, I'm grateful for having it. You know, I'm kind of known for that, and I mean, it's like it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, because, you know, it's a blessing. People are like, oh, you know, let's watch him. He's won all his fights by knockout. But at the same time, you know, it's just like a lot of people now only see me as some reckless punching machine that only goes in for the knockout and can't think. And, you know, I'm just a bull that sees red. That's not the kind of fighter I am. You know, if anything, a lot of my knockouts have come from me actually thinking and exploiting the weaknesses and, you know, stuff like that. So anyways, long story short, I'm not really worried about if I get a knockout this fight or not. I would love one. But I'm not concerned about losing my knockout streak or anything like that.
Closing statements. Micheal, do you want to start off with any closing statements for today's call?
My closing statement is I do appreciate Golden Boy and Team Ortiz for giving me the opportunity again. They didn't need to, but they did the right thing. Obviously, I prepared once and I turned up to LA, and it was unfortunate circumstances, but I'm just glad I've got the opportunity again, and I'll get to make everyone back home proud and get to go out there and change my life.
Thank you, Micheal. Vergil, any closing words on your side?
I just want to say thank you for everyone for tuning in. been pretty cool. I feel like I'm doing something again. For the past year, I felt like a bum. I felt like I'm not providing for my family. I sometimes I'm not exactly sure how depression feels, but just being stuck in my room, having no sense of reason of being here. That's like one of the hardest things I had to do, you know. And seeing Michael fight, and I'm not the one fighting him, you know, it kind of hurt a little bit. It just it sucked. I felt like I had no reason being here. I had no purpose. I had no meaning. So I'm very happy to be fighting again this Saturday.